Today we need to get into people saying that a brand is attempting to drop Lisa and what happened there. I want to get into RM and Karina dating rumors and what people might believe RM had to say about it. And then we have Jung Kook addressing the sexy pictures. So Dumplings is Dave, decide hate it or not, make sure you're subscribed with the notification bell on. Grab your dumpling, a tastefully mug merch, and let's go. We need to get into some of the sexy pictures that apparently Jung Kook took and what he said about them. If you're not aware, Jung Kook is very uncomfortable with taking photos and being a model. He has said before that he feels very awkward when posing and taking photos. This makes sense. I mean, we can all experience that on a much smaller scale and probably think it's awkward when we take group photos or whatever. Much, of course, Jung Kook is different because he has taken so many photos of himself and he still finds it quite awkward to do. Now, aside from that, just being his personality, taking more sexual and more raw photos can tend to be an uncomfortable experience for anyone. And a lot of artists and models describe the process of taking those photos to need to be in character. You see a lot of women posing nude for magazine covers, and I highly doubt any of them are 100% comfortable every time. You're literally naked in front of maybe 40 or more people. Jung Kook is also someone who is not naturally on the more raunchy side. So of course, given the opportunity to be more raunchy and to appear less cute, he's going to have a more difficult time. And by difficult, I don't mean he can't do it, or when he does do it, it won't look good, but I just mean it'll be harder for him. He still can and does do a great job. But one thing the viewers notice is that right after a sexy moment, Jung Kook tends to revert back to shy and cute. During his Golden Album photo shoot, Jung Kook talked about how he is always embarrassed to do these types of photos and goes as far as to say that he has never been not embarrassed of more sexy pictures, which of course comes as a utter shock to Army or anyone watching because he looks so natural doing it. You honestly would never guess that there's any issue or he struggles with this at all. Jung Kook absolutely pulled out all the stops to make this album and give it the fantasy of grown man and sexy, and he just really did amazing things with it. The thing about being embarrassed is because you feel somewhat undeserving of the title, or you feel embarrassed that someone is going to make fun of you for doing such things. And for sure, Jung Kook is definitely deserving of the title sexy, no doubt there. And then friends and colleagues will always make fun of you if you go from innocent to sexy, but it's not a sense that you're doing it poorly or that it's actually cringe. It's just that they're not used to seeing you that way. They probably do think it's cringe, but only because it's hard for them to see you that way. So to anyone struggling to do something very different from what their friends and family may know them for, don't be. Do your own thing. Life is too short to put yourself in a box. As we can see here, Jung Kook has talked very openly about being uncomfortable, embarrassed, and just all of the things, yet he is still doing it and not really complaining about being scared to do it. So we can always take a lesson from the boys and see how we can implement things in our own lives. It's not just their music or their art that inspires people, but seeing their action and how they can choose to go about life, which ultimately inspires us to take risks as well. A true influencer, if you will. Of course, with more sexual pictures and just those things, it seems some people get extremely jealous, and I don't even see that some people want to just bring the idols down, but it seems like people get genuinely upset when the idols are finally themselves or have a sense of independence. There's been a lot of speculation online anytime Jung Kook or even the BLACKPINK girls get a bit more raunchy. Recently, Lisa from BLACKPINK was asked to do a cabaret for the bar or place called Crazy Horse in France. There's been a lot of conversation around this performance, and a performance that isn't that public and probably not public anymore, or at least I can't really find it. People who have seen it are just saying it's very sexual because it's a K-pop idol, and many others have literally not seen it and are just saying whatever everyone else is saying. Lisa got into trouble because I believe it was uploaded to her Chinese social media account, and then ultimately it became a big deal because it seemed like the Chinese social media account banned her after the cabaret happened. But likely her account was taken down just due to the fact that Weibo or any Chinese social media have very strict rules on sexual things. For example, even just talking about sex on TikTok will get you banned. So I definitely want to debunk that and say that I don't believe her performance alone has gotten her into any real trouble. There was another rumor or theory that exists where it was believed that a brand will drop her as an ambassador. It's believed she represents Bulgari, and it was rumored that Lisa and the CEO were dating and people were calling her names claims surrounding being a sugar baby or that sort of thing. Now, this is where it gets interesting. As of recording, the CEO of Bulgari is following an interesting account on Instagram. This account apparently has only posted photos which are just texts basically berating Lisa and telling her that she will now face the consequences of her performing at Crazy Horse. Again, these types of words are so annoying. First off, it implies that this is something keeping Lisa up at night. When they say, look what you did, and it's too late to apologize now, or anything along those lines, that implies that she was looking to apologize, which why would she? And it also implies she is losing sleep over what these haters are saying. Meanwhile, she's probably on the beach somewhere, not on her phone and not caring. Scandals never end anyone's career. And if an artist stops making good content after the scandal, that ends their career. But if they stop making good content even without a scandal, it would end their career anyway. People are taking that since the CEO has followed this account to mean that the CEO that is highly considering ending this working relationship with Lisa. To this, I'd be really upset if he did, because I think it's going to be going backwards as a nation and backwards towards women's rights. First off, I don't think the CEO will be dropping Lisa from the brand, because you still see Lisa in the highlights of the CEO's Instagram account. So if he wanted her to go, I'm sure he'd delete that, or at least start. Second of all, we'd have no idea if this account that the alleged CEO followed was once a fan page of Lisa and then just deleted everything and now has these hate posts, which of course then appears like the CEO followed that account just for the hate posts. And CEOs and most powerful people do not just sit there on social media and scroll all day, so they may not even be aware the account was doing such thing. And if what I am saying is true, it will definitely stop big people from following random accounts ever again. The rumors got even stranger recently, with people saying that there is a dating rumor among the BTS members. And funny enough, dating rumors seem to go in and out with each member. This time it's RM and Karina from the girl group aespa. aespa girls are all so gorgeous, so I have no doubt that could be a reason why they are often shipped together with anyone. However, RM is a weird choice. First off, their age gap is so big, and I don't mean just the 6 years, because Karina's 23 and RM's 29. When Karina is 80 and then RM would be 86, it wouldn't seem as crazy. However, it seems crazy now because both artists are in completely different life points. Whereas RM is a bit more settled and has done the things, could potentially retire if he wanted to, while aespa is much newer and still has a lot to learn about being a veteran in the industry. It's a very similar thing to a 25-year-old dating an 18-year-old. The age gap is not crazy, but being 25, you'd probably have a job, but then you're dropping off your significant other at school. Both are at different places in life. So how did this rumor even come about? Well, it really didn't make much sense at all. RM has worked with So-yoon, and they both did a song together called Smoke Sprite. They are friends, and RM is a big fan. Well, during a party or a get-together, RM snapped a black and white photo of So-yoon and him. Now, apparently Karina also posted a photo together with So-yoon, and it was a black and white photo with a similar angle. So people are tying both RM and Karina together because they posted a black and white photo together. And I think this is so dumb. I can't even explain how dumb this is. There's no evidence here. This is just two people posting a similar photo. Of course, most netizens online had a similar thought and said the exact same thing, which was that the quote-unquote evidence actually makes very little sense. Now, I think a dating rumor in general comes from the fact that, of course, Karina is gorgeous, and they think a gorgeous gal would be appropriate for such an amazing man like RM, but it's weird to think that when they may not even have anything in common. And then another reason is that RM has talked about wanting to date and have a girlfriend about a month ago. However, RM during this exact stream says that he does not have one and that he believes Army is his girlfriend right now. I highly doubt that much has changed in just a month. Let me know what you think. Make sure you check out Patreon for more videos. Link down below. Thanks for this lovely comment right here. Love you. Bye.